Hi, friend. I have something to tell you about today that I have been working on quietly for the better part of a year, and I am really excited to finally get to share it with you. If you have been around here for any length of time, you already know who I'm building this for. It's for the woman who loves her home and her family so very deeply, but feels like the home has been running her instead of the other way around. The woman who has tried perhaps every routine and system that she could find, only to watch them fall apart by the second week, and to the woman who has started to wonder somewhere underneath it all if maybe she is just not wired for this kind of thing. And I want to say something very clearly before I go any further. That is almost never the problem. If the Lord has put you in this role, He will equip you with, and these are skills that we just simply are not born with and we have to learn. But what I have found again and again, walking alongside women in this exact place, is that the real core issue a lot of times is not character or discipline, and it's rarely about how badly you want it. It is the absence of a real framework. Most of us were never actually taught the skill of managing a home well. Maybe you watched your mom do it, maybe you didn't. Maybe you cobbled together what you could from books and podcasts and YouTube videos, and then you tried to build a home on top of all that scattered information, often by sheer willpower. But willpower without some kind of a framework underneath it always collapses. And that is not a flaw in you, that is just reality and how it usually works. So I've built something, and it's called the Rooted Homemakers Collective, and it is a membership that's designed for the Christian homemaker who is ready to stop trying to figure it all out alone and start managing her home with rhythms that actually hold. At the center of it all is what I call the Rooted Way, and it's a 5-stage path that walks you from having a more chaotic home to confidently stewarding your home, one little rhythm and step at a time. So let me walk you through what those stages look like quickly. Stage 1 is called Sow the Seed, and that's where you build what I call your bare minimum blueprint, and it is the very foundation and the essentials that keep your home functional on your hardest days. And then we work on setting up a weekly reset that takes you about 30 minutes, but it changes the feel of the whole week more than anything else that I've tried. Stage 2 is where I call take root. This is where you get really clear on what you're actually called to steward in your home, your priorities and your values. And then we work through what I call the spheres of fruitfulness exercise so that you can see very clearly where to focus and how that's going to play out in your day. Stage 3, a few weeks later, is called Bloom and Rise. And this is where we start building your daily rhythms, starting with your evening reset, because your morning actually begins the night before, as I always say. And then your morning routine and mealtime rhythms layer in from there inside simple time blocks that give your day real shape. Stage 4 is what I call bear fruit. And this is where you add your weekly rhythms. These are theme days that take a lot of the daily decision making off your plate, plus a protected Sabbath and some other ways that we're going to build margin into your week to make it very realistic. Now, I do want to clarify, I say that we're layering, that doesn't mean we're piling on. It just means that we're altering the time that you do have. We're focusing and just learning to intentionally use that time better. So that's what I mean by layering. It's not piling onto your already busy day. It's just learning to restructure how you use that time. And stage 5 is abide and flourish. And this is where you learn to tend to what you have built. You learn how to adapt when life shifts and how to fall back to your foundation when hard seasons hit. So you learn to really rebuild and how to adapt without throwing out the baby with the bathwater and throwing everything out that you've built. So it's a really important stage. Inside the collective, you'll get the full framework walked through video by video, short videos, very, very short videos, shorter than my course. You get monthly live calls with me. They're group calls where you can bring whatever is not working and we'll talk through that. And it's a private community of women on the same path, completely off social media. You will be going in with a cohort of women, all starting at the same time, because I am not going to keep this open year round. There are only going to be certain times where I open enrollment. So you'll be coming in with a cohort of women and you're all in it together. There will be weekly accountability check-ins built in along the way and a curated library of all my homemaking content, so that you're not stuck scrolling YouTube trying to figure out what is relevant. You can If you want to do a deeper dive on any particular topic, you can go search the YouTube library that I'm going to have in there, and you're not going to get sucked in by an algorithm. So I am opening this for the very first time on Monday, June 8th. Enrollment is going to stay open for 1 week, and it closes Sunday, June 14th at midnight. And that window is what I call the founding members launch. Founding members get the best offer that this membership will ever have. It's going to be $24 a month, locked in for life. After June 14th, the price is going to go up to $34 a month, and it will likely keep rising as the membership matures. But your founding rate is yours as long as you remain enrolled. Founding members also get 3 bonuses, including a Rooted Rhythms template collection, which is a basic set of printable templates that I use in my own home. You also get the Quick Start Toolkit, which gives you a real win in your first 24 hours inside. And then you get the Stage Finder Self-Assessment, which is a quick quiz that helps you know exactly where to start. And more on that in a second. I want to be really honest about who this is built for. It is for the woman who is ready to do the actual work, not just consume content. It's little by little, but you're ready to do the work. The framework is not built to test you. It's built to meet you where you're at. You are going to walk in where you are. So if you are stage 1, then you'll start there. That's going to be the majority of women. But if you've got that foundation down and you look through the different stages and you've taken that quiz and it says that you're at stage 3, then you can start there. So there's no entry exam, just that little quiz is going to help you. But you do have to walk in. The rhythms are not going to build themselves. And really, this is a great way to build those slowly, intentionally, and realistically, step by step in a way that really fits your home. So if you've been waiting for the right moment, this is the moment. The link is in the description below. The enrollment page goes live on Monday, June 8th, and you can sign up there as a founding member. If you want to make sure that you don't miss the open, make sure that you're on my email list. The link is in the description. I send a handful of emails between now and June 8th that walk you through more of what's inside, and the founding price closes when that week closes. So thank you so much for being here today. I am so grateful that you have walked this road with me, and I cannot wait to meet you inside. Thank you again for being here, and I will see you in the next one.